everyone. We are coming to you from Lux Royal Productions here in Loganville, Georgia. My name is Doug Adams, and welcome to Is It News with Doug and Jeff. Now, this show gives a unique perspective, and by unique perspective, I mean Jeff and I's comments and opinions on some of the more obscure news stories that you probably will not see on the nightly news. Now, to start things off, I would like to introduce you to my buddy, Jeff Phillips. Morning, hello, Jeff. How's it going?
Well, I'm doing good today. How about you, Doug?
I'm ready to go, man. I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I'm always ready to roll.
Oh no!
You know, I'm kind of cute like the Energizer Bunny too. So.
You sort of look like the Energizer Bunny in a way.
Is it the ears or?
Yeah, that's
or the little drum that I'm holding in front of me?
I thought that was your stomach.
Oh, okay. No, no more calorically challenged jokes. Okay, there we go. Okay, Jeff, I have a UPI story out of Michigan. Now, attorney Michael Haddock told WZZM-TV this week that he received a notice from Michigan Unemployment Insurance Agency in the mail that said Michael Ryder will receive $360 a week for unemployment benefits.
Oh, $360 a week. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Not bad. I mean, he is an attorney, yeah. But $360 a week. Now, the only problem with this is there is nobody named Michael Ryder at his address, at Mr. Haddock's address. Now, Ryder, however, is the name of Haddock's German Shepherd. And Michael is his first name, so Mr. Haddock assumed the notice was for his dog.
For his dog.
I'll tell you what, $360 a week for a dog is not bad. Well, now, I'm not sure what that is in dog money, but I mean, I don't know if you multiply by 7, that's quite a, you're talking $2,300, $2,400 a week.
Well, we got a cat
in dog money.
And a dog, so that's quite a bit of money.
Do you think Dexter, what is it? It's a mix, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a boxer.
A boxer, okay. So do you think Dexter could get unemployment benefits or not?
The cat could too. The cat's about 9 years old, so, well, man, that's a lot of money.
Well, cats really don't do a whole heck of a lot around the house.
Well, neither do I, but you know.
Can you get unemployment benefits? I just wondered on that one. Now, Mr. Haddock said, not sure what he is going to do with the money, but it should be interesting. I'm thinking milk-bone dog biscuits for everyone there.
I'm thinking so that he can have his buddy Bow Wow over. You know, the
little Bow Wow, the rapper. Okay. Oh, I didn't know you were up on rap music, Jeff. Yeah. I really didn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We got country rap.
Country rap, okay.
One day we will do that here. But not today.
Good. We'll make sure we edit that out, folks, if he does. So now he said, I knew he was clever, but he surprised me this time. Now, unfortunately for Ryder, he won't get a chance to cash those checks after the unemployment office got word of the mix-up. You know, it's funny. I've done stories in the past where people, they say Social Security Administration or some government agency has deemed them dead, and they literally fight for years and cannot prove themselves alive. But yet they even hear that it's the possibility of a dog that's getting unemployment, and they cut the benefits immediately.
It's the paw prints that gave them away.
Well, it may be. I mean, but it's funny how government is, they are not going to give you money, but when they can stop giving you money, they'll do it in a heartbeat.
Yes, they will.
And you have to prove it. Now, I know firsthand it is rare for man's best friend to contribute financially to the household, and that will continue in this instance, said Tim Kohler, the state administrator of investigations at the unemployment office. So they, I guess they don't expect dogs to really be part of the, I guess they expect them to be dependents.
I can't comment on that.
Why is that? Well, should I ask why? I mean, are you afraid maybe it may mess with your status in your household?
I am.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't want to end up you not getting something or whatever. Chris DeWitt, the spokesman for the Talent Investment Agency, which is a division of the unemployment agency, told the Detroit Free Press, sometimes this mouth, you got to remember, this is a Southern Illinois mouth. And sometimes it just kind of makes noises, okay?
Y'all just talk different.
We do. We do. The supposed mix-up could be an example of fraud. It's important to note that no money was paid out, Mr. DeWitt said. Criminals get a hold of people's personal information like name, address, and social security numbers and file a false claim. This is a crime. I don't think Ryder the German Shepherd has a social security number. Just a wild guess. I mean, Jeff.
Dexter does. Yes, he
You,
does.
you got it from the guy down the street on the corner with his, one of those jackets on going with a bunch of cards in his pockets, right? Okay.
The movie where Chevy Chase, when was it Chevy that was wanting to get the fake ID or something? Or what? It was his son.
Oh,
In
okay.
that movie,
Was it Vacation, one of the vacation movies?
They were in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas
And
Vacation,
he walks
okay.
out and wanted to get the fake ID and all that, and his picture went with different names.
Oh. So you have, now let me ask you, is your picture there for Dexter? Is Dexter's picture actually on the, well, Social Security cards don't have a picture though. What about, does he have a driver's license?
He does.
He does?
He does. He sure
well,
does.
now whose picture is on that?
Fifi.
Who's Fifi?
The little poodle down the street.
Oh, I guess nobody's going to check if they figure it's a nice little sweet girl dog that
That's
they
right.
won't
There was no
question.
double check.
Okay. If you tune in one week and Jeff is not here, that means he is in prison for fraud. And for probably, I don't know, I guess not immigration laws. I mean, Dexter is actually, I guess, a U.S. citizen.
He is a U.S. citizen.
So, I mean, I don't know what I guess falsifying government documents, I guess, would be one of the things.
I can just say I didn't read the lines clearly. So, insanity always runs across like that's my cop-out right there.
You can believe me, you can always plead insanity and I will be there to vouch for you, Jeff, every time. Is It News with Doug and Jeff? And don't forget, make sure you comment. We'd love to hear from you. If you like the story, tell us. If you don't like the story, we don't want to hear from... No, we're just joking. We do want to hear from you, so if you like it, but make sure you do subscribe to the show, and you can also get notifications that tell you either by email or text when new episodes are posted. Now, Jeff, this is a Sun Sentinel article and news story about a bank robber. Now, this is from South Florida. Actually, it happened last summer, but now they actually have a verdict. He went to trial.
Oh, okay.
So, this gentleman was running along Las Olas Boulevard.
What was the boulevard?
Las Olas Boulevard in South Florida.
Okay.
And this was last July, and he was throwing stolen money in the air after robbing a bank.
Well, that's his first problem right there.
Yeah, usually bank robbers want to, when they steal money, they want to keep it, But now, the problem was he was running down the street naked, throwing money in the air. Okay, I guess I got it, folks. See, when Jeff is speechless, my job is done for the day. Okay.
Wasn't there a movie called Nekked Gun?
It was Naked Gun, not Nekked.
Well, you called it Nekked. I'm calling it Nekked.
Okay, well, okay, you are from the South, I guess.
From the
okay.
South.
Okay. Now, but after months of psychiatric testing by prison doctors, now, why would they possibly do psychiatric testing when a man is running down the street naked after robbing a bank, throwing money in the air?
I don't know, but can you imagine if they didn't catch him? No, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, let's...
Now, wanted posters. I mean, have you seen this gun?
I wonder if people picked up the money. They probably did. I don't know. But experts concluded that Alexander Sperber, who is 26, was so severely mentally ill that he cannot be held criminally responsible for the bank robbery. So I guess he did plead insanity, and he is now... So, Jeff, let me explain something to you. So if you ever rob a bank...
Okay.
You need to go running down the street naked, throwing money, and maybe keep some so if you do get away, that you'll have some money, but if not, you're not going to jail.
So, does it say if you enter the bank naked, or...
Well, I'm just wondering, he may have. Now, it says the evidence was so overwhelming that a judge found a federal judge found Sperber not guilty by reason of insanity on Wednesday after a trial that lasted 25 minutes. I think that's pretty cut and dry. Usually these things take a while to prove somebody's insane, but I guess the first hint was him running down the street naked throwing money.
He had to have something on. I mean, you might go walk into a Magic Market or to a business, a big grocery chain or something maybe, and naked, and no one's going to think nothing about it. But you walk into a bank, you ain't got nothing on. I mean,
well, now he did have clothes on when he robbed the bank.
Oh, when he robbed,
okay. So now this, just to let you folks know, this is extremely unusual for a federal defendant to get found not guilty by reason of insanity. Now it's just happened only 7 times in the federal system since 2016. Now, Sperber went into the downtown Fort Lauderdale Regions Bank branch shortly after 3 p.m. on July 25th of last year. He told the teller he had a gun, he didn't though, and took off with $4,700 in cash. Now, as he ran along Los Olas Boulevard,
okay,
how's that? I can pronounce these names, man.
I stay with the singular.
You'll just say, okay, the street, right?
Yeah, just tell me the street.
See, now Jeff would have said, as he ran along the street.
Now, I would have said, as he ran along and he passed the third elm, oh, my bad.
Yeah.
The third palm tree.
Third palm. Yeah, there's not many elms down in Florida. There's more palm trees in South Florida.
After the gated entrance.
Yeah.
See, that's our direction we go by. So.
Well, that's true. It's like it's by the old such and such or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you hadn't been here long, you don't know what the old such and such was.
That's your problem, not mine. I ain't gonna worry
That's
about
why I have GPS.
Okay.
What? GPS, a global positioning system, like in the car where it tells you where to go. The lady that tells you, it's kind of like having a wife in a little electronic box that tells you where to go. And I'm sure your wife tells you where to go a lot.
Yeah, she gives me those directions very well.
I'm sure. And I'm not even going to, and I know where it is too. But anyway, he was running along on Los Olas Boulevard and a dye pack that was stuck in the money exploded, covering him in red dye. He began to shed his clothes and was promptly arrested and questioned by investigators. I'm glad they caught him, but I'll be honest with you, that doesn't take great police work to figure out somebody throwing money naked running down the street is somebody I should arrest or somebody I should at least detain for questioning.
It would be something.
I watch Live PD. So.
I love Live PD. The only problem is I see too many people I know.
Too many relatives. Yeah, they're always the one that have no teeth and and are running on their porch going, "He's in there, guys. I don't know what he's doing, but he's drunk."
That's right. I didn't do it.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I just been out here using my medical marijuana.
You got a medical marijuana card? No.
Oh, absolutely. And he pulls out one of these guys. He says, "Yeah, I'll take your pick." So, Mr. Sperber stated that a chip installed in his head compelled him to commit the bank robbery to further his career as a comedian. Jeff, maybe we're going around this all wrong, Jeff. Maybe we need to have a chip put in our heads to further our careers.
I think that...
Because I don't know where this is going to end up. This is It News with Doug and Jeff. Make sure you do subscribe to the show here on YouTube. And you can also get notifications in your email or text. Jeff, I have a UPI story here out of Portugal. Portugal. Okay. No, that is not in the United States. Okay, it's over in Europe. Okay.
Sounds like pork chops.
No, Portugal. Okay. Now they Portuguese, I guess it's not Portugal police, it's Portuguese police have detained a man who arrived in the country from Brazil who was found to be hiding 2.2 pounds of cocaine in a set of false butt cheeks that he was wearing.
All right. Does that make him make a false fart?
Well, I wonder if that's a false arrest. But now, you don't have any false butt cheeks, do you? I mean, at home or anything?
No,
okay,
no, we don't have that.
I was going to say, that could make me wake up with nightmares. I mean, really. If anything would make me wake up screaming in the night, it is Jeff in a pair of false butt cheeks. Now, the Portuguese Judicial Police said that the Tax and Customs Authority stopped the 32-year-old man at Lisbon Airport when they determined he was under investigation by the National Anti-Narcotics Trafficking Unit. So apparently he'd done this before, but he thought, I guess he thought he found a new way to get through customs.
I mean, when you're looking at somebody, how do you even know that they're false butt cheeks?
Good question. That's the thing. I was thinking the same thing. But for 2.2 pounds of cocaine, so that's quite a bit. I mean, it had to be fairly pronounced, shall we say.
2.2 pounds.
Right.
So
that's a lot of cocaine.
You're the numbers man. How much divided would that be in each butt cheek?
Well, it'd be 1.1 pounds per butt cheek.
Okay.
Unless you had one butt cheek bigger than another.
Well, mine is.
Which is true. I mean, they say you have one leg longer or shorter than the other and a foot bigger, than the other one. So I guess you could have a butt cheek that's, bigger than the other one.
Somebody needs to write a movie about that.
Maybe you could do a documentary on like the National Geographic Channel or something.
Maybe the government can do a study.
Well, I mean, we spend money on some weird things, so how does fake butt cheeks affect your status, I guess, or whatever? Now, police said a 40-year-old man who is suspected of being the intended recipient of the drugs was arrested at a train station in Lisbon, there in Portugal. Now, both men were detained on drug trafficking charges. So at least they did catch them, but it makes you think of what other false, body parts that, say somebody had a false leg or acted like they had a false leg. I mean, they could be smuggling stuff in. You never know.
I guess the guys smuggling drugs in, they were the butt of the joke.
And I think we will leave it at that, folks. This is It News with Doug and Jeff, and we give our unique. I like the word unique. It makes us sound like we're more intellectual, Jeff.
Well, I sound intellectual anyway, so
okay.
I sound intellectual anyway, so you need to up your game.
I've got to up my game. Okay, well, I will try to improve. Okay,
you're in the South.
I'll try to improve.
All right.
You be the judge.
You know what I means? No. All right.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay. I'm trying to learn some of his language, folks, and bear with me, okay? Now, if you do like something or dislike something, we'd love to hear your comments at the bottom, right below the screen there on YouTube. Now, this is an ABC News story about this lady had, I guess you could say, a kind of a bad court date.
You ever had one of those?
No, I've never had to go to court. I mean, I've never been arrested.
You may have.
I don't know if I should ask this. Let me put, has the statute of limitations run out on anything that you could be arrested for?
Probably quite a few.
Oh, good. Okay, so that was when you were younger. Okay. Yeah. But I guess this lady, she was Jennifer Amanda Jones in New Holland in Pennsylvania, was arrested for DUI. Now, that is not right. Folks, do not drink and drive. It's insane, and it's stupid, and you will kill somebody. But she was caught and accused of public drunkenness, and then she went to court. And that's where it got interesting. Now, District Judge Jonathan Heiss's office said that she arrived at court and was found to be under the influence of alcohol.
No.
At court.
At court.
At court. So she was there for suspicion of DUI in court, and she gets arrested again for being under the influence of in court.
In court. See,
that sounds like one of your relatives, Jeff. I mean, you're always saying your relatives are kind of, characters, shall we say?
Yeah, you can get arrested for riding a horse drunk.
You know, I actually knew, and this is a true story, and this is one of those Southern Illinois stories, but I did know of a guy, he loaned his riding lawnmower to a friend of his, and the guy was drinking a beer, and he did get stopped and arrested for DUI on a riding lawnmower.
On a riding lawnmower.
That is a true story. I am not exaggerating.
I believe it. That's a common practice down here.
It's a good. Do you have a riding lawnmower? You don't drink though, do you?
I do have a riding lawnmower.
Okay, so you do have a riding lawnmower. Now, online court records indicate Jones has had multiple cases involving public drunkenness and driving under the influence. Well, I mean, I think it kind of cements that fact that she shows up to a court date for DUI drunk, okay? Now, she was later turned over to the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office on an outstanding warrant from DUI charges. Jones was formally charged with public drunkenness for the incident in district court on February 13th. So now she is not only facing DUI charges for driving under the influence, but also public drunkenness charges, and I hope a rehab is in her future.
I hope something is in her future, because I never would think anybody would go to court drunk. I mean, I don't, maybe she was trying to insanity play or something.
Well, maybe she was trying to prove that she needed to go to rehab. You never know, folks. But let that be a lesson to you.
Show 2, outtake, segment, sound rolling.
Camera roll.
Thank you for joining us for another exciting, thrill-packed, do you think thrill-packed, Jeff?
Yeah, at the very least, thrill pack.
Okay. You know, what about exciting?
Exciting.
Maybe the butt cheek story was exciting.
I think the butt cheek, you know, we could really.
You actually looked like you had a little glow in your eye when I was reading that story.
I've got never mind. Oh,
okay. Anyway.
This is G-rated, right?
PG. Okay, we're a family show though. Okay, folks.
Okay,
but thank you for joining us on Is It News with Doug and Jeff. Make sure you subscribe there on YouTube and share it with your friends. Like it. We'd love to hear your comments, and good or bad. If they're bad, I turn them over to Jeff and let him read them.